My phone called me from the hallway outside at 3:12 a.m. My phone lit up with my own number, and when I answered, my voice whispered not to say a word because it was standing at my door. I didn't know what it was yet, just that my hallway was quiet and my deadbolt was set. Then something rapped the wood twice, patient and polite. "Do not look through the peephole," my voice said, barely breath. It loaned me that way. The third knock didn't come, which somehow felt worse. I was about to hang up until the voice said my childhood nickname, one I haven't heard since the night my father forgot me after a baseball game. He said the exact word I wrote on a cracked bat and hid under my bed at 8 years old. I hadn't told anyone about Dankra, not even my therapist. "I knew 9 minutes ahead," the voice said, like it hurt to push the words out. "Please listen this time." The knob trembled once in its brass socket. My security camera app buzzed with a motion alert from the hallway, and the thumbnail was a still of my front door with a sliver of my jacket sleeve visible outside. It looked like the exact coat hanging in my closet. "Do not open the app," he said, and the thumbnail pulsed like a heartbeat. A voice that sounded like Mrs. Alvarez from across the hall called my name and asked if I could help with the elevator again. The tone was a bit too flat, like she was reading a line on TV. "She's not awake," the voice in my ear said, but something kept scraping the peephole in circling motions. An envelope slid under my door and snagged on the rug like a tongue catching itself. It had my handwriting on it and my own way of making the eat that I hate seeing in other people's notes. "Don't touch it," he whispered. "That's how it knows you're pressure. What is it?" I mouthed half to myself, and the voice heard my lips in the air. "A mirror that wants longer arms," he said, which I didn't understand. The smell of wet coins drifted under the threshold. He started listing my unread emails, the subject lines I never opened from my bank and my landlord and A-team lunch I dreaded tomorrow. He knew the exact typo in the draft text I typed years ago and never sent to my ex. "I remember this," he said, and then the second knock came heavier. The peephole dimmed to black like a pupil dilating. I took one step closer without meaning to, my breath fogging the brass. "You'll want to look because it will smile like you," he said, and the quiet felt like being held under a lake. "I don't believe you," I said aloud anyway, and the second I did, the phone hissed like a taped-over mouth. "That's what I said," he answered, sounding tired in the way you only get from arguing with yourself. Outside, something pushed the door so gently the bolt clicked, a polite test. He told me to unplug my Wi-Fi, to pull the router and the modem and leave the cables on the floor because this room's on signal. I yanked cords and made the apartment hum wrong. The knocking wasn't knocking anymore, it was the weight of a forehead resting flat on the wood. Another motion alert vibrated, and without thinking I tapped it open. The feed came up past blackness, then the fisheye view of my door, then my own eye filling the frame from inches away. It was the exact green-brown iris I see in the mirror, only there was a tiny pale seam through the pupil like a heel cut. The voice in my hand swore in my exact cadence. "That's where it learns you blink," he said, as the face outside flattened like it wanted to pour through the hole. The peephole fogged from that side, not mine. "Go to the breaker," he said. "When I say now, kill the hall light, not the apartment." I could feel him waiting for a memory to catch up. "Now," he said, and I moved before the screeching step outside could adapt. The hallway went dark, but the thin shadow under the door stayed bright, like something was backlit by nothing. My phone battery dropped from 52 to 11 in one tick. "It needs charge," he said, and I hated how normal he said it. My lock pinged just a soft, prompt little sound. The deadbolt turned a hair, and then again, the metal complaining like a jaw that had been forced. I grabbed the bolt with my hand and held it, feeling a cool indent pressing back from the other side, like my own fingers through thin glass. Another envelope slid under, and this one rattled with keys. "I don't hide a spare anywhere." The note said, in my writing, "Sorry, drop these," with a smiley I've never used. "Don't touch," he hissed, but a single key started worming toward the crack as if being pulled back out. "Where did it start?" I whispered because I needed a shape for it. The voice told me a word I'd never said aloud, HOLCOMB. My phone buzzed immediately with a spam text, "HOLCOMB storage, payment overdue." Tap to view. I rent a tiny storage unit under my work name there. "Leave through your bedroom window to the fire escape," he said. "Tie a pillowcase to the handle before you go." I pictured it, a tug on that case tells me when it tries the knob. "I do not answer the next call," he added, and as he said it, my other phone, the work phone I never used, started to ring from deep in my backpack. My head said leaving a stupid, my legs were already moving. I looped a pillowcase around the door handle and tied it off, my fingers disgusting with sweat. The work phone kept ringing, my own number in the ID, my lock screen photo of the bridge gleaming through fabric. "Why should I trust you?" I asked, palm on the window frame. He told me the exact place in the laundry room where a wolf spider lived behind a culling poster, and how I traced around it in sharp eye to make a joke face when I was 22. Nobody knows that face but me. I unlatched the window and slid out onto the metal landing, the June night pressing close. Quiet, he said, as the pillowcase in the next room went slack, then taut, like something holding its breath and then deciding to pull. The bolt squealed in my hand, but I was no longer touching it. On the fire escape, a phone lit up directly below me, screen up, showing my home screen with my missed calls with myself. There was no one holding it. "Don't go down," he said, just as a shoe scuffed the metal above, slow and careful. The goal in my hand started to lag, the words echoing a beat behind what we both said, like sounding a canyon. "It's time," he said. "You're about to call me." My thumb twitched over the red button like it had done this already. The line went dead, and before I could cuss, my phone began dialing my own number on its own, my name glowing white in the dark. On the first ring, someone picked up breathless and I heard myself whisper, "Don't say a word," into an apartment that felt like a different night. Excited as my mouth was to warn, something else moved on the stairs, slow and barefoot, and breathed my name in my exact tone, not from the phone but an inch behind my ear. I don't know which voice is mine anymore.